Folks, welcome back. I have your latest home prices and insights for the City of Toronto for week ending September 15th. Buyers are back. A quick thank you to those of you that are using the link to my calendar in the description below to reach out to me. It's a convenient way of communicating. If you want to talk anything at all related to real estate, buying, selling, just general questions, book a time in the link to my calendar in the description. I'll know ahead of time when you want to chat, and this way I'll make sure I'm available. We'll talk about whatever's on your mind, again, related to real estate. You know, we did a few transactions this past week. Two of them in particular stand out to me. We were representing the buyers in this case, and we were able to take advantage of mistakes in the listing. So the listing agent made some mistakes with the actual listing, made some mistakes in the negotiation, and made mistakes in the marketing of their property. So we were able to take advantage of that. And this cost real dollars to the seller. So our buyers bought at a better price, but the sellers, I mean, they felt that, they don't even realize it, but they felt that in their pocket they could have done a bit better. And I'm bringing this up because, like in any industry, some people are much better at it than others. Some people are just, I guess, more strategic in how they work. So who you hire matters. Take the time and really find an agent that you feel is going to do the best for you. That's my advice for today. So this time of the year, there's going to be lots of buyers out there that have been looking for most of the summer. And you know what? Good news for the buyers. You're going to start to see more choices. There's going to be some more listings out there. And you know, that could really help in you finally buying the house that you've been trying to buy all summer. Now, if you're a seller, it's so important to understand the dynamics. Yes, there's buyers that are looking to buy. They're out there. However, there's going to be more competition at this time of the year for a short period of time because there's going to be more listings. It's just the way it's happening. I'm going to show you now it's been happening. And two things are going to happen when you're on the market. You're either going to help other people to sell their houses, or those other listings are going to help you to sell yours. Strategy matters. Strategy in all fields, in the marketing, in the negotiation, in the pricing. And again, I get back to who you hire matters. Take the time, learn about the different realtors and what they offer you, and pick one that's going to represent you the best way possible. Let's get right into the numbers. Now, we're calling this Buyers Are Back, but let me explain what's really going on there. So have a look. We've got Toronto. This is just the City of Toronto, not the suburbs. And I'm only talking about, in these few slides, just the detached property. So Toronto detached, average sold price is now sitting, it went up just under 1.7 million for detached properties. The real story is down here. Sales went up from 113 to 230. So sales more than doubled. And the amount of properties selling at $2 million or more went from 18 to 56. That's crazy. Now 56 is a huge number when we look back through the course of the year. So 230 sales, way up from before. Where did all these buyers come from? I mean, we've been selling way less than 250 for a while now. So let's take a closer look. I'll tell you where they've come from. Compared to last year, we're up 11% from last year's average sold price. Now, the amount of property selling at $2 million or more this year versus last year is basically the same. It's off by 1. So, of the 230 that sold, 72% sold at list price or more. Very competitive in the City of Toronto, and that's a huge jump from where we were the last few weeks. Here's the real story. Buyers didn't just all of a sudden show up. Buyers have always been there. They just didn't have much choice. Now, with the increase in listing, look at that. We went from, over the last few weeks, 191 new listings, 194, last week 280, and I said last week we're not going to really see the culmination of increase in sales until a week later, because a lot of these 280 that were listed had an offer date for the following week. So we're seeing the sales now, but this week we've listed 413, so sales are way up. So the buyers have always been there. There just hasn't been much choice. There's been many neighborhoods where there's been one or no properties for sale. Now we're starting to see 1, 2, 3 properties in most of the neighborhoods. And what you're getting is more listings. Buyers are able to buy. And buyers on their mind at this time of the year, what's on their mind is their Christmas home. They want to buy before it gets really cold, the snow gets really heavy. They want to buy their Christmas home. They want to buy and be closed before the end of the year in most cases. Months of inventory, because of the increase in sales, months of inventory is down to 0.9. Days on market went from 17 down to 13. So sales are up, listings are up, and City of Toronto detached has become more competitive. But that's the whole city as a whole. Let's break it down by Central, East, and West. Here we go. We got the 3 areas. Here's Central up top. Average sold price came down to just under 2.6 million from where it was at 2,860,000 the week before. But so that's down to 2.6. The orange here, this is the West. Average sold price went up to 1,485, and the East average sold price went up also to 1,346,000. Taking a closer look, so here's Central Toronto, just detached properties. Months of inventory dropped way down from 4.1 to 1.9. Very competitive now again. Now, sales, we sold 58 during the week of September 15th, but the previous week was 23. We more than doubled the sales from the previous week, and days on market is 15, and sold at list price or more is 48%, and we're up 7% from last year's average sold price at this time. Looking at the West, we sold 63 in the West, 35 was the previous week, so we were close to doubling in sales in the West. Sold at list price or more is 83%, extremely competitive. 83% is going to feel like every property you're competing for and you're selling at list price or more. And we're up 15% from the previous year, and months of inventory came down to 1 month of inventory. And you see here how average sold price has shot way up to 1,485,000. And here's the East, so East York, Scarborough area. Sales were 109. They were 55 the previous week, so they almost doubled 1 week to the next. Days on market is 11. That's very tight. Sold at list price or more, 78%, and we're up 21% from the week before. Detached market, very competitive. Let's look at some of the other markets here. So here we have semis. We sold 77, 38 the week before. So also sales are doubling. 11 are the amount of days on market. 86% of those sales sold at list price or more. It feels like all of them. And we're 29% higher than last year's average sold price. But the price of semis shot way up to just under 1.4 million. And we're sitting here, it's a little bit hard to read, we're sitting here at 0.7 months of inventory for semis. Now towns, there wasn't a lot of change in towns. Average sold price has come down to where we're just under 1.1 million. It's been high for a long time though, the price of towns. We sold 23, which is similar to what we sold the previous week. Days on market is 12, but still very competitive. 78% have sold at list price or more, and we're up just 1% from where we were last year at this time. Let's really take a close look at condos now, the condo market. Average sold price came down slightly from the previous week to 731,000. Now, when you kind of look at the 9 or 10 months I have on the board here, 731 is more on the high side of the yearly average so far. So price, on a weekly basis is going to go up and down, but 731 is still a solid high price for condos in the city of Toronto. But sales jumped up. We went from 251 to 351, and 36 of those, which is up from the previous week, 36 sold at $1 million or more. So the condo market is still continuing to come up. We're 10% higher than last year's average sold price. And of those 351 that are sold, incidentally, that's basically the same that we sold last year at this time. And in most other markets, we're selling far less this year than we sold last year at this time. But condos is the same, 58% sold at list price or more. Listings went up. Look at the last few weeks here. We went from the beginning of September, 508, to 676 listings, to previous week, 833 listings last week. So listings are going up, sales are going up, but the buyers have always been there. They're buying more because there's more available for sale now. Months of inventory came down slightly to 1.8, and that takes us to about 18 days on market. That's the Toronto market there. Here's the summary here. Months of inventory is going down. It's going up slightly, but overall, very competitive. I sound like a broken record when I talk about the city of Toronto and months of inventory. Very much a seller's market. We've had a lull for a few months now. Kind of July started, August has been quiet, and if anything, things were on a decline. Prices were on a decline in some areas. Sales definitely on a decline. But now we can feel it if you're in the field. We're in the field with buyers and sellers every day. We can feel it, and you're starting to see it. We've got a fantastic project we're working on. The presentation's coming up now. Have a great day. Let me introduce you to 4027 Bloor Street West, located just east of the East Mall. This is a 3-bedroom bungalow with a large private driveway. Sits on a 43 by 120 lot. Now you can take the bungalow as is, updated to your liking, but it comes complete with building plans for a large 2-family home over 4,000 square feet. So let me show you how we're going to go from the current small 3-bedroom bungalow that's on the property now to this large, over 4,000 square foot modern 2-family home. City plans and permits are already in place. Here's the floor plan. Now this is a unique setup. 2 families can live under one roof here and both have luxurious living quarters. Here's the primary suite over here. Now it's divided between primary and secondary. Now to enter the primary suite, you either come in through the garage that has its own entrance where your own private space in the garage, or through the covered porch right at the front. And you come in and it's all open concept. The primary residence is about 2,400 square feet. You've got your open concept main floor and a walkout to a private back deck, up to the second floor where you have 5 bedrooms, 3 bathrooms, 4 skylights, and its own laundry facilities. Coming back to the secondary suite. Now the secondary suite is about 1,650 square feet. There are 2 entrances to the secondary suite. One is through the garage where you have your own private parking, or through the side entrance here, and you come up and it's also open concept on the main floor with the kitchen, the living room, and a walkout to a private deck. Now the living quarters for this, you've got to go down just a few steps to the basement. You've got 3 bedrooms, 2 full bathrooms, and a family room, and it walks up. There's stairs also walking up a little bit to the backyard. Now, I don't want to confuse the secondary suite, say for a basement rental that everybody's kind of used to. The secondary suite is a full living quarters for another family. The basement has a ceiling height of 10 feet. 5 feet of it is above grade. Big windows. The point is it doesn't feel like a basement. And this is easily for 2 families to live comfortably, luxurious, or use it as rental income or for co-ownership. Call me and I'll give you all the details.